everybody. It's Rebecca Wettemann here from Valois in beautiful, sunny Austin, Texas for Zoho Day. And I'm excited to have Tristan Riwer here with me.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for joining and thanks for taking the time to chat with us. Maybe you can talk just a little bit about your company and what you guys do to start.
Sure. So my company, 1,5 Grad, or 1,5, is a Hamburg, Germany-based renewable energy company. Mm-hmm. And our mission statement is to actually make it possible for our customers to live on wind and sunlight forever for free. Sounds amazing,
wow,
doesn't
ambitious.
It? Very ambitious, yeah.
And you guys have been growing like crazy.
True,
right?
True.
You did a big investment last year. And
exactly. So we started in 2021 and basically acquired electrical installation businesses across Germany in the first year, and then expanded to other European countries and even Australia in the meantime.
Wow, okay. Mm-hmm. So how many customers do you have today?
Customers is a good question. Probably in the tens, a bit tough for me to say because I'm not in sales, but yeah, across Europe and in Australia, we are the market leader.
Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit more about your role, though.
My role has been actually digitalizing those electrical installation businesses. So as you can imagine, they were actually really hands-on people. So usually they would work with Microsoft Office and maybe a screwdriver and a pen and paper, exactly. Mm-hmm. And of course, the situation in Europe after the war broke out in Ukraine, the demand in renewable exploded. So all of a sudden we had a lot of demand, a lot of leads coming in, and you couldn't handle that with pen and paper anymore. No. So that was my first mission, I would say, was handling this huge demand. And yeah, Zoho was actually a system that we used to manage leads, incoming leads.
So when did you look to Zoho as a technology platform, and what other solutions did you look at?
That's a good point. So I have a background actually on CRM, so I've worked with other systems before. Okay. I would say the most well-known competitor, but actually of the first 5 companies we acquired, one of them was already using Zoho, and the other 4 didn't have any system at all. So we had a bias to look at Zoho, and we did a short A and B testing with another system. And it actually proved to be quicker to implement and quicker to customize, and that was the reason.
And that was one of the smaller guys, not the other big competitor we're talking about, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how long have you been live, and what parts of Zoho are you using now?
So mostly we're still using the CRM, by now heavily customized to our needs. So customized to our industry, which is solar and heating by now, but also customized in terms of different markets. Okay. As I said, European and Australian market. We have also used some other Zoho products. We're still currently looking into using other Zoho products, such as marketing automation, for example. But across all countries and across all branches, currently the CRM is the standard.
And all of your organizations and your implementers out there are wholly owned employees? Are they partners? What does that look like from a lead execution perspective?
So you mean how our organization is set up? So basically we have 2, I would say, streams. The first stream was really acquiring existing businesses, and that meant a lot of change management. The other stream now is that we also open up our own branches. So we actually start a location by ourselves. They come then with our tech stack right away, whereas those businesses we acquired, then of course we had to replace existing systems sometimes. Yeah.
And so what do you do for field service?
Field service, basically the CRM, I would say, is still the single source of truth for our customer data. Okay. But we have implemented also other solutions, also developed our own solution for fulfillment, and service is just one thing that we're now adding on top. Okay. But we're not using Zoho solutions for field services. That was the question.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. What would you say are the biggest benefits that you've gotten from Zoho today?
Certainly a quick visibility on sales and marketing data. We could very early actually report on basic KPIs in an industry where the users were not used to reporting on KPIs. You know, we have investors, and of course from the very beginning we needed to be able to report.
Sure.
So the reporting capabilities of Zoho were, I would say, one of the key aspects that really helped us in the first phase of using Zoho.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What are the things that you'd like to be able to do with Zoho that you can't do today?
That is a good question. I think we've heard quite a lot of the strategy of Zoho and how they would like to evolve. There are a couple of challenges we are facing. I think first is our setup is already quite complex. So we're a multinational company with multi-legal entities, multi-currency, multi-tax. So there is adding complexity to the existing system. Mm-hmm. And adding other Zoho applications to this setup makes it really complicated because the integration between those Zoho applications is a rather basic standard integration. And there we are seeing some challenges, I would say, especially now that we are also expanding the functionalities. And we recently had to integrate a third-party tool mm-hmm. where we would have liked to actually use a Zoho tool instead.
But you just couldn't do it with Zoho?
It was not. It was, and also this is interesting to see. The CRM is certainly the most mature application, mm-hmm. And some other applications they are not there where I think the market leaders in that field are. So for the time being, we decided to choose a competitor. Okay. But we've talked about this during these days. It would be great, of course, if we could also move this to Zoho.
So that would be on the wish list.
That would be on the wish list.
Catches up on functionality.
Yeah, and of course we want to reduce the amount of systems that we have, and therefore reduce complexity also for maintenance. So mm-hmm. it would be better if we could all have in one landscape, let's say, environment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's been the biggest challenge in rolling out kind of a like you said, multinational, multi-currency, multicultural?
Yeah, there are many. Of course, apart from, I usually say it's 80% is a people topic and only 20% it's a system topic. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. First and foremost, I think we've been growing so fast that we didn't have the time to standardize the processes before we standardized the system. So this is, of course, never a good idea. So we use the system to also standardize processes.
So you're changing the tires for the cars, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So this is definitely one of the challenges, I can tell you. And of course, I would say, language translations, differences in regulations in different countries mm-hmm. that meant slight adaptations to an existing process. So it's always an individual, custom sort of adaptation to the system per market. Yeah. Yeah.
And now, did you have local implementation partners help you with that, or did you do it all
yourself?
I'm very,
very proud to say that we haven't spent a single dollar on external consulting. So we've done this all in-house. Okay. And I think this I think would be the number one thing that, in comparison to other CRM systems that I'm used to, that we've been really, really economical in doing this. So it's been certainly, in comparison to what you could have spent on rolling out a CRM system, it's been very lean.
And how big is your team?
Well, I've been starting by myself in 2021, and then getting a few working students. In the meantime, actually, we have built up an own department for development of in-house tools, and just for the CRM, we have a head of product, a product manager, and a development team by now. So. Got it.
But a small team, really, to be
still
rolling
a small
out
team. I mean, we're talking certainly about like a handful of people who's handling this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the biggest challenge you see on the horizon for 2025?
You mean in general or for us?
You can start wherever you.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for us in general, I would say it's the markets are changing. We are in the solar industry, and we speak of the solar coaster. So it's going up and down, mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. We have to adapt to that. Of course, it's good if you have a system in place who can actually, you can report on how sales is. You
can actually see where things are moving.
Exactly.
It's a little more helpful.
Exactly, that's quite helpful. I would say for us, the biggest technical challenges are that we have to roll out to 2 more countries. So
who's left? Spain and
Spain. I actually came back from Spain in January, so we are live in Spain now.
Okay.
We're currently, as we speak, we are exchanging a single Zoho instance in Finland and migrating them to our European instance.
Okay.
but the Netherlands are left, and there we have I would say we have a very complex existing system set up. So it's not just replacing a CRM with a CRM. It's really figuring out how we can replace their system setup with our system setup, and this is highly complex.
That's where the work gets really difficult and complicated. So what are you most excited about for 2025?
I'm really hoping that we've already the first branch in Australia on board on our European instance, and my target would be that we bring the other Australian branches also onto this Zoho instance. I think this would be really great, because then we can really speak of a global system, and we have global visibility on customer data, on sales data. And adding new features and integrations, of course. And I would say one of my aspects that we've been, I would say, not paying too much attention to is also improve the UI and the UX of the system. So hope to find some time for that.
Any new markets that you're looking at that you can talk about?
I think for 2025, we really wanted to focus on what we've done. We've, if you grow that fast, and as I just said, it has some challenges, we would really like to consolidate a bit and also to go for quality in 2025. It could be that we're acquiring a couple more businesses, but probably we're not entering a new market.
Okay.
Yeah, not this year.
Okay. So I've been asking you a lot of serious questions. So a few fun questions.
Yes.
What's your favorite place in the world?
Oh, actually, it's a very good question. I like Latin America. Don't want to be too precise on the country, but I like the food and the people and the culture and the weather.
Okay.
There are many nice places in Latin America, I would say.
Okay. Whom do you admire most?
Oh, also a very good question. I have to say that if it wasn't for our CEO, Philip, I probably wouldn't be working for 1,5. He's certainly one of the most inspiring managers in the industry in Germany. Personally, of course, I would say there are also some people I admire, but let's keep it to the professional level.
That's a good message, right? For video, sure. And finally, if you could come back as any person or thing, what or whom would you be?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe Elvis Presley?
Interesting choice. Why Elvis?
Because he is, I would say, the epitome of cool,
Love it.
Yeah, Elvis Presley, certainly.
Excellent. Well, hopefully you'll get a chance to make it to Graceland sometime while you're here in the States. You have been. Oh, good. Excellent. Well, I think we'll leave it there for today. Tristan, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks, everyone. And we'll talk soon.
Perfect.